Never go away.
Yeah.
Yo, not yet.
It's always like,
that's a stereotypical.
That's the quiet
man dem. That's a stereotypical
yo fam.
man dem.
It's always like yo fam. Yo fam.
Yo fam. Okay. So we're here. Connect the Dot Podcast 2.
Number 2.
Episode 2.
Dose.
Number 2.
Go. Yo, we're not sponsored by Lipton, so don't look at that.
Yo, sponsors, hit us up, man. We need a sponsor. Anybody, who's promoting their own independent drinks, independent,
Preferably
brands.
Cannabis infused or cannabis.
Yo,
related.
hit us up. Yo, connect the dot, man.
Or health related. Yo, what healthy
Like at
bodies
this
do.
point, whatever. Like we'll take anything, bro. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yo, we're broke.
We're broke. We need money. No.
You got some shit you push and let us know.
But yo, thank you guys. Welcome back. Connect the Dot Podcast Episode 2. We are here. Me, Director Dan Barker. Okay, one of the hosts of the show, and of course we got my main man, Mike Gutz.
What's up?
Right here, co-host, and today we do have a special guest. But before we get into that, I want to thank everybody that watched the last podcast, episode 1. Everyone that tuned in, everyone that commented, liked, everyone that subscribed to the channel. Thank you guys. We're just growing. We're just starting. So I just want to appreciate you guys one time.
Appreciate it.
And we got into details. The last one was pretty long, guys. We're gonna try to keep it a bit shorter if we can. But if you guys are enjoying it, then great. Whatever. Who cares if it's an hour and 45, an hour and a half?
It's all good, man. It's all good. You just gotta stay tuned in. We're just shooting the shit, man. Just shooting the shit. It was good to recap. Some old times, some good times, some funny times. Like,
yeah,
bro. It was one of those ones. You did your homework, bro.
Yeah,
I must say you did your homework.
That's bro.
You did your homework when you're saying like, yo, this was the guest judge on, like, when you brought it back to the first Connect the Dot show. It was like, damn.
The G Wonder.
The G Wonder thing kind of threw me through a loop, bro.
That's dope, man. But you know what? It was some good content. It was good to go back down memory lane. We've been through a lot of cool stuff's happened in the past, so it was good to touch on it. But now we're about creating those new things and stuff like that. But at the same time, reminiscing on the past a little bit today, because with our co-host, we are gonna go back down memory lane just a little bit, one more time.
Yep.
But you want to introduce our for anyone that's on Spotify listening in. I know you guys might already see the man in blue in the back, not just me, but I
don't even know if you can see him. Like, I know.
I'm here.
Yeah, you can see him.
I'm here, kind of dark. It's all good.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Introduce him.
So like, yo, for those who don't know, you should know this guy. This guy's been, staple in the game for so long. He's been by my side. Every single move that you see me on, this guy's right by my side. Consider this guy like my brother. This guy's like, the true homie, the big homie. Specs Don, Specadopoulos, Specs Bucksman, wherever you want to call him. My right hand man, my Cody. My boy, everything, man. This is the G right here, the big homie right here, man.
Specs Don, man. Check it out. What up, Specs? What up, Specs? Yo,
I'm here. Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
I'm glad to hear and see the last podcast was a success. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm sorry I couldn't be a part of it. You know what I'm trying to say? Life gets in the way of life sometimes, and that's the way it goes. But I'll be here for everyone I can, and bigger and better, onwards to the future, upwards and beyond to infinity, like Buzz Lightyear said. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere like that.
The one thing that the people don't know is that, like, I told Specs about the idea, and he really wanted to be a part of it, but like he said, like, life gets in the way, shit gets in the way with things, and you got to deal with your business, right? And that's the one thing with you, bro. You always deal with your business. You always do what you got to do, and it's a survival thing, right? But the one thing I could say, over the years, like, I've known this guy. How long has it been? Almost 20 years?
Almost. I want to say it like that. I'm thinking the other day, man. I think it's going on like.
It was like almost 20 years, some shit like that.
Going on 20, yeah, man.
And it's like, one thing I can say is that no matter how busy this guy gets, no matter how fucked up this guy gets, this guy, if I ever call him and I say, like, yo, Specky, I need you to drop this for me, or I need you to go do this for me, he'll find a time to always come through. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really have a lot of people within my circle who I could really count on when it comes to that shit, you know what I mean? So it's like, this guy has been there from day one, from the first time that, we connected in, was it 2006?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah. I think 5. I think 5 actually. 4 or 5 actually, that's what I'm saying. It's getting on like, it's getting close to like 20, man, trust me, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, this guy's been around for a minute. Like, this guy's rapping longer than me. And that's where we first connected.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I remember saying like, yo, you're a rapper, right? And I remember I was like, yeah, man, yo, you know, I used to do my thing and da. So, oh shit, I fucking dropped the heater. It's all good. But yeah, you know, so it's like, you know, you're talking about, you know, give the man his flowers. I'm giving you your flowers, man. You know, you've been a staple in this game. You've been you're not the DJ the MC. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of specs that are out there, but this guy to me is the original specs. You know, no diss to Dre specs, no diss to any other specs that are out there. But this is my specs. You know, this is my nigga. You know, so it's like,
and that's what's up, guys. You already know, man. So specs done. Like, as much as, you know, Gutz and me are like part of Connect the Dot. As he just mentioned how close him and Specs are, so you already know how involved Specs Don is in Connect the Dot. We already did mention it on the last podcast, but in case you didn't tune in to the last podcast, when me and Gutz originally started this, it wasn't just me and Gutz, as we mentioned in the last podcast. Specs Don was always part of it, and there was never really me and Mike Gutz without a me, Mike Gutz, and Specs. You know what I mean?
And that's what people need to realize, that, you know, for anybody who's followed the journey, whether it's Connect the Dot, whether it's red carpet treatment, whether it's, you know, any of my albums, anything, this guy's always been a part of it.
Yeah, right? Like every show I've ever done with Gutz,
anything,
I've always seen Specs, and I've had Specs on my shows too without Gutz. You know what I mean? And you know, just as an individual artist on many shows, actually, to be honest. And then just to kind of continue on with that is, when we came up with even like the concept of Connect the Dot, the name Connect the Dot, like all of that stuff, like Specs was always part of those initial conversations. Yeah. He's been on I think every single event that we've had.
Every Connect the Dot, I would say.
I don't think he's missed one.
I believe I may have missed one, but I believe I may have missed one.
I think we've all missed one, to be honest. So, like you missed the Ottawa one. I've even missed one. I think I missed one.
I think the one I missed might have been like London or something.
Not on this tour, and not on the other one.
Maybe the first few.
I think I didn't go to the Sarnia one or something, or I don't know.
You did a Sarnia one?
Did we do a Sarnia? I don't know.
No.
Anyways, I might have been to every show, to be honest, but
it's okay.
No, but I think
it's not really a big deal.
I think maybe the first or
your attendance.
I don't know.
100%.
Yeah, okay. I don't need the award.
I don't really.
But at the end of the day, it is what it is. My point is that Specs has been here since day one. He's been at every show. He's actually helped host, helped stage manage, helped all of this different stuff.
He does
like,
the things.
A lot of different things.
The thing is that you do the things that like doesn't get recognized.
That doesn't get recognized. You get the pat on the back, but you don't get the recognition.
Like a lot of times, like, you know, I've been producing shows. You've been producing shows for, you know, almost 2 decades, right? For a long time.
Let's not expose our age, but
for a minute we've been producing shows. But you know, like the thing is that it takes a whole production team, and like to just like I can't even really sit there and watch a show and really take in a show, you know, and that was the beauty with Connect the Dot, being the host, quote unquote host, but I mean still being one of the producers, but like being the host, that was my role. It was I had the luxury of being in the front seat, just sitting there and watching everything, because it's like, yo, you're performing 2 songs, so I need to know, you know, when you're coming off the stage, and so it's like I can actually step back and, you know, take it in. But it's like, you know, if I'm producing and running my show, I'm sure with what you're doing, like behind the scenes, when you're at the door, you're behind the door and collecting money and like you don't really actually have the chance to like
listen, take in
everything.
Well,
right?
with
like,
the Connect the Dot shows, I was actually lucky because almost every venue I was able to man the door and able to watch the show at the same time. So I actually got the same kind of luxury, but I got it from a different perspective. Like, you were on stage perspective. So you got to see the energy from the crowd even, and the energy, like, you know what I mean? Like, you get to see it from like that performance stance.
Right.
Whereas like for me, I'm actually from the front of the venue and I'm watching from like the audience, but at the back of the room guy. Like almost the bartender, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a cool different perspective for me, because I'm usually up there hosting. Like when I do my own shows, I was usually hosting.
I remember that's how I first met you. Was you were hosting? You know, the thing. What was it?
Peppers or whatever. Poppers.
With Massacre.
Oh my god, that was funny. That was jokes. We talked about my worst show ever. It was actually
you were there.
Yeah,
you were there. Remember all the fights?
Yeah, I do.
So we kind of talk a little bit about Specs' relationship with Connect the Dot. Now everyone's up to date on that. But now that you guys know a little bit about Specs and backstory, let's I kind of want to like ask Specs a couple questions. I want you guys to get another perspective other than from me and Gutz, right? So what was your favorite events, like out of all the Connect the Dots? Like, and you don't have to just say one, but like what are a couple or a few that like kind of come to your mind?
Well, by far, I gotta say the two that come to mind are, you could arguably say they're your biggest ones. Revival, because that's a spot.
It wasn't that Revival.
It wasn't that one.
But it was the one. It was the Revival that kick-started this.
Yeah, right. So because
the first time we had socks on stage with Adam Bomb.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what might not have been that day, but I remember when we were at Revival that time. Yeah. Because I mean, listen, we're artists in Toronto, right? Epic. There's a few stages we want to rock. You know what I'm saying? Rivoli, Revival are one of those ones. You know what I'm trying to say? You wanted to rock those stages because if you've been to concerts in Toronto, bro, those are spots. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. And it's like those are nice concert spots to go to see a concert. If you've seen an artist you like there, you're like them, and you have aspirations to be an artist. To rock that kind of stage is
Revival,
great. So
for sure.
And I'll be honest with you, like just to touch on that the venue there, like you can even ask Gutz too, like. For me, like coming into Toronto, because I was only doing shows in Toronto for so long, and like I've had some pretty decent venues and stuff like that we did some stuff at, but Revival to me was like I have to do a show here. Yeah. And it was like I told Gutz, I'm like, yo, if we're gonna do it, like it has to be Revival. And then like I ended up getting us such a good deal with Revival, and like and that was and
I was shocked. I was shocked when you fucking when you hit me up. You're like, yo, how would you feel doing a show at Revival? I'm like,
for sure.
Revival, like you know what I mean? Like I've been rapping for so long, and there's only certain people that can get on Revival, right? Like you have to be a part of certain circles, or you know, you have to have a certain amount of bread to even try and hold down that spot, right? Especially, and not only was I impressed that you got Revival, I was impressed that you got Revival on a Friday night. So when you told me it was on a Friday, I was like, holy shit! I was like, what the fuck? I'm like,
I'll be honest.
You gained a whole new respect for me. Like I'll
be honest with you, that part to me didn't surprise me just because I had filmed there before and I met the owner, so I knew I could get Revival, but I didn't like. To me, as the promoter,
on a Friday, you thought you can get?
I don't know about a Friday.
Yeah,
the Friday,
that's a hard thing, eh?
But to me, I'm ready for a Thursday. I think we would have had just as much success as a Thursday.
But I was surprised that you got it a Friday.
I agree.
You know, out of the 3-day weekend, that's the harder day to get.
Right? But I'll also say this: I'm more surprised at how well we did that night. Like how that show, like.
People came out, man.
Yeah,
people definitely came out, and I think because a couple of reasons. What, like the name was pretty good, and the people you had like helped promote, and and they were good artists, and it was a good show. Even if people didn't show up, but they did, right? But it was a good show, it was good performers, and people came out and tried to like promote it and make the show something, right?
Yeah.
If you're at Revival, and like I said, people know these are one of those spots. Revival, Rivoli, Opera House.
We sold that out too.
Yeah.
We sold out
Revival.
Yeah,
and we touched on that the last.
Yeah, we did.
The last show when we said it was really beautiful to kind of look at like 2 a.m. when Adam Bomb is on stage and Socks hasn't gone on yet, and people are still there from front to back. Like, it was packed. Like the amount of love, and you know what was amazing too with that night, when I think back, was how everybody was rocking the shirts.
Connected
and that was like the first time, and that was right around the beginning stages of like when you launched the whole merchandise, right? Like we came out with the new like logo. Remember, we came out with the new logo. We had
that was right when we launched this new logo.
Yeah,
the new logo.
The new logo.
And it's
I had all the old merch was already kind of running.
Yeah,
like it was doing well actually. Like on the first Connect the Dot print that I did, I sold about 75 tracksuits.
Okay,
which was nuts to me. I couldn't believe it. Like you know what I mean?
I remember. I still have a vintage one.
I swear,
one of the very first ones.
I have a sweater.
Yeah.
I swear it was not long after we came to your studio when you had the studio, the shop.
Yeah.
It wasn't long after that we had the Revival store. Like, we came to talk about that time, right?
Yeah, because I was promoting the Revival show, that specific Revival show, at my store.
Yep.
I had it in my windows.
Remember we came there to talk about it.
Adam Bomb actually came.
Wasn't it after though? Didn't you do the store after that show though?
It was before and after. I had that store for a year.
I thought it was after.
It was before and after.
But I remember.
No, because I had the posters in my window.
Right, because you had
I was giving
machine.
away shit.
You had the machine.
Yes, the whole reason why I bought the machine was from the first print.
Yeah.
That first print that I launched, and I pre-sold 75 suits. So I got the money in, and I used that money to buy everything to make the 75 suits.
Yeah. I remember
and then I made the suits, and then from there I was like, okay, we're onto something, right?
Yeah.
And then it took me almost a year before I got into a store.
Yeah.
Right. Then I had the store, and I realized the store wasn't for me after a year of doing that. And then now I'm back here in my whole shop. You see the shop over here now.
Yeah.
Back to the basement, and we're actually doing new stuff now. So we're not just doing vinyl anymore. Like, well, with the vinyl, we're also doing signs and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But we're going to the sublimation stuff now.
Yeah.
So all the new Connect the Dot gear that everyone's gonna be seeing and gonna be copying and stuff like that, we're gonna all have and everything. I'm gonna be making a lot of it in house, and it's sublimated now, so it's right onto the garment. Like, it's just so much better. It's like printed on.
It's like a dyeing the fabric, something like that.
Kind of thing. It's like ink, right? And like you just kind of like put the ink onto the shirt.
This is held up for the most part, but
absolutely.
Yeah, they held up real good. They held up real good.
Really
I have a little flaws in it, but
little flaws here and there.
You gotta look at it.
How many years, right?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Not just for a minute, bro.
But that was the beauty of that night, where seeing all the Connect the Dot shirts that were worn out, and it was like one of those times. I remember, like, you know, we kind of touched on it, you know, like that was a tough time for me, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember dealing with a lot of personal shit that time, you know. Like, I was like right around the time, like, you know, like when my mom passed, and you know, I was dealing with a whole bunch of like different shit going on, and you like pretty much like were like the captain of that show.
Oh, I quarterbacked it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you pretty much put something together in the little amount of time that you told me the idea. Right. And that was the beauty of it. It was that, like, you kind of came with the idea, and it was like, I thought, like, you know, you were being a bit overzealous in a sense, like, damn, Revival.
That's a big thing to choose.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, and it was because, like, we did the tour, and then everything kind of remember everything kind of stood still for a little bit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, like, we launched it again. That's when we relaunched, you know, this, and, like, you know, you had the idea, and like boom.
Well, the big thing was this. Like, I wanted to give you your space, and I remember I gave you your space for like 2 months or something like that. I didn't say nothing to you about connecting up. Like, just straight up out of respect. If you were to bring it to me, then I would have talked, right? But I'm not gonna bring it to you. I'm letting you have your space. So what I did was, after a certain amount of time, I said to you, bro, I'm gonna do this. What do you think, right? And remember, from even before that, I had already told you, like, I want Socrates and Adam Baum.
I remember we talked about that. We've always said that.
From time.
We said that.
And this was that time. So for me, I'm always a big dreamer. So I was like,
that's what impressed me. That was where it was like, I'm thinking in my head, like, yo, how's this guy gonna pull this off? Because, you know, we're all promoters, we're all performers, we're all whatever. We have our egos. We want to make sure that if we're gonna do a show at Revival, it's gonna be a good fucking show. Do you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And it's not to say that I never disbelieve that it could be a good show.
Absolutely.
It's just,
and it was like,
the thing is, for what people don't understand is that Barker told me this idea, and it came to fruition in, I would say, less than maybe 2 months, 3 months.
It was 2 months.
It was about 2 months. It was like it was a very short period of time for the amount of work that went into that show. Like the whole thing is with the last tour, the tour before this one, was that we had to take a standstill at one point. Remember, like, we had a break for maybe like a couple months, like maybe like 8 months, 10 months. It was like a year or so.
After it?
It was like
after one of the other town shows. I think it was like Hamilton or London.
We did a whole bunch.
And then one of those, after one of those, it was like,
you know what it was? It was, there was a Peterborough one that was supposed to happen, and it didn't end up happening. And that was part of this one?
No.
Or was it the last one?
I can't remember. It was when we did the 4-city one.
Okay, the 4-city one.
We did the 4-city one, and we had the winners. Because remember, the 4-city one was all the winners.
Yeah, that was there. That's right.
That was here.
That's true.
That was where?
The 4-city, the 4-city one.
Yeah, that's what this was the one that we're talking about. The event we're talking about.
Yeah, remember the 4-city one.
That was the first finals. Yeah. No, but it was the finals that took so long to happen. The tour happened within 2 months.
The tour was done. But I'm saying,
before the finals.
But before the finals.
Yes. Okay.
Which was this event that we're talking about right now. Yeah.
That's
where the finals. That's where the finals happened.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like that's where it was like, you know, like it launched everything. Like that launched the tour. Not launched this tour.
But so this is what I was gonna get at. So it was like when everything happened with you, I didn't even have everything that I needed to do that show at that time. So let's just say that life event that happened with you didn't happen, right? We would have already booked something else, and we would have tried to do something else. Probably it would have been whatever, right? But what ended up happening is during that time that we had off, that's when I shot the video at Revival. the music video, right? So I got that link.
But then, I didn't know.
No, I know. Right? That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm showing you about the stars aligning. So it was like, then I had worked on a video with Adam Baum, right? Yeah. Talked to him about whatever. Okay. We made a deal on a show. And I told him what I wanted him to connect the dot, everything. Right. He was like, boom, on board. Right. So now I already in my head, I'm like, okay, I have the venue. I have Baum, right? Now I just need socks, right? Mm-hmm. Socks was the biggest obstacle for me at then. So then as soon as I got in contact with socks and I was able to explain the vision, right? And like I actually got socks on the phone, like like it was pretty quick that I got socks on the phone. And I'm better on the phone than over emails, right? They just wanted emails, and I was like, well, okay, yeah, that's fine, but like let's get on the phone. As soon as I got socks on the phone and I could explain to him the vision, and I worked out a great deal with socks, right? And as soon as I did that, it was a wrap. I knew it was all aligned, right? So that's when I reached out to you. Okay. Then, because I wanted to make sure that you were on board, and I remember you saying to me like, bro, like, I'm not really in the headspace, but I'm down, and like I'm definitely down to host. And I was like, all I want you to do is host. And I'm like, bro, that's all I want you to focus on. I'm like, you can help promote it as well, obviously, and whatever.
I remember,
but just worry about hosting.
Because I remember, because Connect the Dot kind of like, it was like it was a bit of a standstill that year leading up to it, and then when you
I don't know what it was. I don't know what we were waiting on.
I think you're right about that though. The one of the shows got canceled or something got postponed.
We were supposed to do more shows.
We're supposed to do more shows,
and something happened.
And then something happened.
Right.
And then that was along with what was going on with me, and it was just there was so much. There was something that kind of stood still for like almost a year.
I think that happens with Connected Up because it needs time. It's kind of like an NBA season. Like it has its season, and it needs time to chill.
That's what it is. And the thing is that I love with Connect the Dot, and I mean, like, we were off camera and we were mentioning a whole bunch of different shit that's going to take off. But, we always elevate
for sure
the ideas.
100%.
It's not about just performances and just like, you get on the show and win a prize pack and like that's it. No, like we elevate the ideas where it's like, okay, first it was just the shows. Now it's like tours. Then we went to like had a little boat cruise.
Yeah, that was my last.
You know what I mean?
Like, okay, yeah. So back to the favorite shows. So I know that's where you're going. So
exactly.
I know like the last podcast. Like so that's what I had. That's what I said. Yeah. Like so this is what that way I had to form the question was like this to Gutz. I asked them, what was your favorite event besides those two? Because those were the best two events.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, those don't count almost. Those are like the holy grail. They do count. They do count. I'm joking.
That's my best still.
I agree.
You're putting the boat as number 2 though?
Yeah, because it's different, man. The only thing was kind of cold, but like because it's kind of cold, right? It was windy. It was windy. But it was a good experience.
Are you putting the boat number 2?
Listen, here's the thing.
I really liked the London show. Yeah. And I really liked the that Mustache Club show.
Yes.
But I have to put number 2 as the yacht, bro.
Listen, here's the thing. Performance-wise and everything, because we were out there, not because of the performers or anything like that, but just because of the setting and, like I said, it's windy and kind of chilly. Man. It was kind of hard to perform. So like performances weren't as good as they said Mustache Club.
No.
But being on the boat, bro, like right.
Okay.
Like
Right.
The only reason why I'm skeptical by putting it number 2 was because of the weather, like how fucking windy and how
but that's the thing. That's the thing about a boat cruise. You kind of have to accept that.
That was kind of like it was kind of.
At least it still went down. Imagine if it was rained out.
It was kind of a fucked up.
Actually, if
it was kind of fucked up weather, but it was like it kind of came at a messed up time,
honestly though, if it got rained out, it almost would have been better because we would have been forced everyone to go to the one main middle floor
inside.
And it probably would have been even more turned
inside.
up.
Yeah,
for sure.
Now that I think about
it, but it was still turned. You gotta say it was still turned.
Yeah,
it was still turned, and like you have to put the boat number 2. For just
So besides those two though, like give me like I know we just kind of talked about a couple, but what do you think?
Like I said, okay, then you gotta
out of all the events too, because remember it doesn't have to be that yacht, it doesn't have to be this one, right?
Yeah.
Out of all the ones,
then ones that stand out in my mind, again, I think I want to say London.
From this show?
From
this one.
Yeah,
London was pretty good.
I liked the venue there, and it was packed.
Yeah.
It was packed. Like, there was a lot of people, and the MCs were dope.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You know to be honest, more time, you always got good performances. I mean, there have been some that are so great. But more time, the performance has been good. But London was a show that stands out, man. Trust me.
Okay.
It's out of town shows are usually, not always, but if they're good, they're really good, right? And if they're bad, they're really bad.
There was also a really good Nocturne night we had, and then there was also a really good, what was the other one? Barney's. I actually like Barney's.
Oh, Barney's at
it was good
in Whitby.
Yeah, we had brown bag money there. We had smoking section. Like we went over the performers
the
last time, but
it
was actually stacked and it was a good show.
So here's a question: out of all the Connect the Dots, which city had the best MCs? In general.
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
So then you cannot count the Yacht and the Revival.
No,
those are the championship.
Yeah, you can't go
right?
to the final. Yeah.
No, I'm talking. Let's stick with cities. Let's not talk about championships.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah. Stick with cities. Who had the best collection of artists? Not even anyone on this list.
Yeah, man,
it's tough because he didn't really get to go down memory lane.
Yeah, I don't remember, bro.
So, but I mean, those are the cities. You got to think. Those are the cities that we most likely hit along the way, right?
Yeah.
Right? You think of all those places, cool. Now think in your head where you've been. Oshawa, right? Think in your head where else we've been. Brampton.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think of like the collection of artists that have been on Connect the Dot. You have the list?
I mean, there's a lot though, right? Like, so, okay, for instance, this is a whole tour here. So Oshawa this was the Mustache Club show. We had Schizophrenic, Zays, Subconscious, Ace Prontos,
that was a good
Canadian
show already.
Fly Guys,
Before
Mac,
you even started, I remember that.
LG,
that was a good
Challenge
show.
Accepted, KP and Bones, Big Main. That's that Rough Riders cat that came with
the
Dre Bars.
And then Dre Bars co-headline, didn't he?
Yeah, he performed.
With Five Deuce.
That's Mustache, right?
That was a sick fucking show. And that kicked off that tour.
Yeah.
So give me one.
And shout out to Dre Bars, free Dre Bars.
He's
always supported like all my shows.
He came to all the Connect the Dots.
He came to almost all.
Almost all.
Yeah, and he's always supported like the stuff that I do, like, you know what I mean, like ever since me and him have been like good, you know what I mean, like bro, he's been nothing but supportive. He's come to shows. I did a tour with him, you know what I mean. I think I was the first person to put him on tour, to be honest with you. I don't know anyone else that put Dre Bars on tour, but I put him on tour, and dog, it was actually like fun, and people were scared because of it. Like real shit. It was actually, and I never seen that before on any tour.
That's the funny thing with with Dre Bars, is that I think he has a misconception about him because he's like a really cool guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's a really humble, chill guy, and it's like, I think it's like, as long as like, you know, you're on the same kind of vibe with him, he won't bother you and he won't do anything. Like he's a guy that, you know, does his own thing. But like when it comes to like support, like you see like certain artists, like you feel like, yo, they're so good. You're surprised, like, yo, like you're in the same kind of company as them in a sense, right? You know, like you kind of be humble around their presence in a sense. And
like Bar's music is he's one of the
best. He's on a level.
I think he's one of the best rappers in the city.
I think he's absolutely top. So, if there's anybody I could say there's top 5 in the city, I have to say Dre Bars, because
don't you find this crazy though? Like there's a lot of okay, so first of all, there's not a lot of platforms, outlets for artists in the underground scene. But there's a lot of platforms out there right now that are pushing, like, really, like, not, I don't want to like disrespect people and stuff, but like they're not, the right artists are not getting the right shine, like, you know what I mean, like and that's just all I want to say about that. And it's like it's crazy that like dudes like Bars get overlooked, or like, you know, even like a Black of the Dawn. Like, I'm not saying he gets overlooked like hella, but I mean, he does, like, in a sense. Like, that
he
guy,
does.
Why isn't he signed yet? Like, why isn't he, like, you know what I mean? He should be.
But you know what?
A lot of artists do it in our scene.
Maybe he'll get there, though.
I don't know why. I don't know if it's the sound that the A&Rs or the record labels are looking for. I mean,
no, they want the drama, bro. They want the drama. And you know what? Shout out to Blacka for not going that route, you know what I mean, because he could easily go that route. He could run that game better than like the YG or the Top 5. You know what I mean? Like Top 5 does his thing, and like that's how he gets numbers through the drama and stuff, and cool for him. But that's also what gets you in trouble and locked up and this and that. And you know, shout out to Blacka for not going that route and actually sticking to a positive, opening up a business, doing this.
It's
like,
politics,
you know what I
mean? Man, and that's how the game's always been.
No, they want the
politics.
drama too, though.
But the negativity sells, bro.
But you know what?
Like, what sells more, a positive movie or a negative movie, right?
To be honest though, like, people do support a lot of positivity, but the problem is these outlets, they don't catch it like they don't push it like that. Whereas like this, that's why we really wanted to start Connect the Dot too, is so that we can actually start highlighting these artists. So like, if you're watching right now, like Dre Bars, check out his music if you're into that, like, straight up raw hip hop, like gangster rap, I guess you could call it, reality rap, gully shit, Toronto shit.
Well, he's about everything.
Amazing. Yeah, he does a lot of other stuff. Very versatile. He has very conscious music. The guy's insane. You know, it's not oh, boom, boom, shoot, you love music. Yeah. No, like he has a lot. Like he's one of the more lyrical artists I know, to be honest.
He is.
And then also check out Black of the Dawn.
So
check out both. And he's also an artist. He's kind of the same deal. Only I feel like he makes more like newer style music that I think the newer group of people will really like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he also really represents Toronto. He also really like puts on for.
I only met him once, but I didn't really get a chance to kick it with him.
But you've heard his music.
I've heard his music. Yeah. He does his thing.
It's explosive. You know? It's entertaining. It's like something you could listen to in the car, or in the gym, or whatever. But anyways, we want to shout out like dope artists. We are gonna get into like a top 10 music videos. We're gonna get into top 10 artists like eventually. Okay. Not today on this podcast, but I mean like some extra content for the YouTube channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's gonna be down the road. Right now, let's continue with this. So like since we just touched on that, we were talking about.
But no, we didn't finish though. Like
favorite
MC.
No, favorite show.
Favorite
show
lineup.
With the best.
Favorite MC. No, lineup, but like
show with the best lineup.
Yeah, with the best artists. With the best artists on there.
So far from what you read, I know you've only read one, but that one was as soon as you said the two names, Schizo and what's his name, Zays. Yeah, that one stood out to me.
And then we talking about bars, and that's how we got into the bar stuff. So now we're at London, Ontario. That's where we had Tempo Mento. And isn't that the one that he won, and then he wasn't able to make it to the finals?
Which one was this one? Which tour was this?
This is the 4 show.
I remember Tempo.
The 4 show.
Yeah.
Tempo wasn't the one.
This is it.
He had the
Tempo Mento, Laura Ledger, Young Prince Beats, Snaps Kush. I don't think he showed up. Last Sesh. K-Mac. JR Filion. Taddy Sobati, which Gutz is saying he doesn't think she showed up.
No, she didn't.
Jux
hold
Kane.
on. Taddy Sobati.
She came to the other London.
She came to the other London, not that one.
Okay. Jux Kane.
Yeah.
Swish Styles. And this is the one that Jux Kane won. Did he not? I know, Tempo Mento and Jux Kane won.
Yeah.
Because Jux Kane...
but I think K-Mac won too. Because he came back with...
But there was always 3 winners.
Yeah, there was like a fan supporter or whatever.
No, but I think K-Mac came back because of Casper winning in Toronto.
No, I think they both won. I think he won London and Casper won Toronto.
And that's just why they teamed up.
They teamed up as Treetop.
Okay, so that was that one. I think, and Swish Styles, I don't know if I mentioned him.
Yeah, you said after Kane, you said Swish Styles.
Okay, cool. And then Brampton had Moss Boss. I don't remember Moss Boss. J Terror, White Plague, which I think was Team OBM.
White Plague, I remember that name.
Cypher Soze, Corridor
That's
200.
Mm-hmm.
Dre Specs, Dirty, Dynamic, T Grams, which we're trying to debate whether he performed or if he.
T Grams didn't he just
performed, right?
Special
guest kind of thing.
Didn't T Grams perform with bars?
Yeah.
But that show, I don't think Bars performed.
Maybe
he did. Maybe he did. To be honest.
He did. Bars was on that tour with us, man. He was on like most of the shows.
Yeah. Okay.
He was on most of the shows.
So then
because I remember Curse came and or they had a 5 Deuce. They had Dre Specs and Bars was there. And then I remember Grams came. Yeah, he came to that show.
Okay.
So I don't think he was in the contest. But.
All right. Well, either way, he was performed for sure. We know for sure he performed.
Yeah. Right.
I know he's not the contest type anyway, so he probably didn't perform in the contest. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, but shout out to T Grams. So if you guys are watching this, shout out to T Grams. Check out T Grams music.
Grams is doing videos now.
Yeah, man. Shout out to I was actually working with him on a couple things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yo, Grams. Man,
oh yeah, you did a video for him, no?
We worked on one. It's not released yet. We have a couple other projects that hopefully we can get to and stuff like that. But honestly, like the guy's like impressing me with what he's doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's already so dope with the music. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, guy, invests in himself, gets a camera, gets the things to do what he's got to do, learns how to edit.
That's beautiful.
You always got to respect people that are elevating their game.
Able to elevate their game for sure.
And he's doing good with it. It's not like he just, he's actually doing.
So that was Brampton?
So that was the Brampton one, and now we're on to Toronto, which is Mark Jordan. Right off the hop, that's a heavy hitter.
That's the one he won, right?
Right off you hear Mark Jordan, you're like, he won, right? That's how dope Mark Jordan is. Go check out.
I don't know if he was even on that one. I don't even know if
he might not have showed up.
He might not have showed up at that one.
I might have banned him for a year.
I don't know.
Keep going.
Casper the Ghost, right? Who ended up winning that one, I believe.
Yeah.
OG, who is actually one of he's one of my guys.
He was there. He won like the crowd reaction.
He won something for sure. That's what I'm saying. OG's my guy. Like I've always.
Or he got on as a wild card or something. It was something.
Not sure.
OG's
He's been on a few of our other previous.
Yo, OG's a sick freestyler.
He's just a dope dude, too.
Like, you remember back in the day, like this guy?
Yeah.
What was the show called? It was.
Oh man, the one that over there.
First, it was at the Lion.
Yeah,
and then it was on turf
shit,
there.
Man.
I remember the. I can't even remember the spot.
I was gonna say the freestyle zone, but it's not a freestyle.
It's not the freestyle. That was terrible. That was terrible. Yes.
I forget, man.
So, okay, anyways, continuing.
Rock the mic.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
I remember that for some reason.
Wait, but was it Rock the mic or was it the mic?
I think it was Rock the mic and Rock the mic. Rock the mic was Rock from downtown Toronto. Rock the mic was fucking Goofball Champagne from Oshawa. I think that's who that was.
No, we're thinking. What was ours? Was it ROC?
Ours was Rock the Mic, wasn't it?
Was it ROCDAMIC?
Yeah, isn't that Rock the House? Rock the House's thing?
No. We had one, and then they had one.
He had one that was like that.
But like, yeah.
No, he had Rock the Mic like.
No, his was Rock the House mixtapes or something.
Rock the House. There's been a lot of rock stuff.
Yeah,
Rock the House,
true.
Rock the Bells. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of rock stuff. But I know, but we start because of
Okay, but let's rock and roll here, guys. We got to get through this. You know, okay, so we had Casper the Ghost. We had OG, we had Xseed, we had Dustin Wareham, who's also really sick. Shelby GT. Check out Dustin's music for sure. Shout out to Dustin. We had New Guy, we had Rella, we had Jules. City Streets.
Shout out to the New Guy, remember.
City Streets is dope.
Yep.
We had LIP, who's dope. Jay So Breezy, who's sick. Leo Davis, who's also really dope.
I feel like LIP was on. Dope. I felt like LIP never won.
I think he did. That's how he got to the thing, no?
Yeah.
Because he was in the finals.
He was in the finals.
I'm going to tell you right now, again.
I think he got the crowd one, to be honest with you. He's that kind of guy that can get the crowd one.
Yeah, that's true.
He's dope.
You know what?
Because Jay So Breezy won, I swear. No, you're saying Casper the Ghost won. Jay So Breezy, I think,
I don't think Casper... I don't know if Casper won one. No, I think he did win. He did win one.
Yeah.
He won it one.
He won this one. I'm telling you. Because I don't think he ever competed in any other one solo.
Yeah.
And I remember him winning the Toronto one.
Yeah.
And I was like, how did he win the Toronto one?
Yeah.
You know
how did he even get in
it? Well, no, because he didn't want to perform in his own city and all that stuff all the time.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like, who wants to perform in his own city every time?
True.
Also, no, I remember what it was. It's because I had booked that venue, and I don't think he was
allowed in. You're right.
Right?
You're right.
So we put him in this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was that one. Now that's a heavy lineup. Now that's just that tour, right?
That's a heavy lineup, but still, and the first one you just read out, the first one.
So you're saying
Schizophrenic.
That was the one.
So you're saying what the
Schizophrenic? Yeah.
This is the finals, just to kind of touch base on that one. We had Schizophrenic, Jux Kane, Timo BM, Cypher Soze.
That was the one at the show.
Treetop Entertainment, Laura Ledger.
This was the one.
This is the Toronto one.
This is the one that was the show.
This is the biggest show.
This is what kickstarted this.
Yes.
And Cypher won this one.
That's correct.
Cypher won that one. The one at Revival.
This one right here. Yeah. I'm reading off. Yeah. Laura Ledger.
And I believe it was Dre Speck's birthday.
I think so.
I think it was his birthday that night.
Anyway, so I know it's crazy.
And what's his? I swear, what's his name was there too.
Well, we had Kid Daniels performed.
Oh yeah.
We had Moon Crickets there.
Dre Bars, Ben Face, 5 Deuce, Beats by Ad. Yeah.
That was right. That's just the
that whole tour. You're right. Okay. Dre Bars was on the whole tour.
Yeah, man.
And Ben Face was supposed to be on the whole tour too.
Ben Face.
Yeah, I don't even think.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember him even on one show.
No. Exactly.
Sorry to say. He's sick though. Ben Face is dope.
I don't remember him on one show.
And then I can list off the just so that we can kind of get through quicker. Here's all the winners from like the big tour.
Mm-hmm.
We had North Bay. We had Jordell Downs, Bobo, and Tactics.
Oh yes, the Bobo. Shout out to Bobo. Jordell Downs.
The thing is that North Bay kind of turned up.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
I won't even lie.
Yeah.
Like that was, I think, if you were to ask who had the most surprising MCs, it was definitely North Bay.
It
was definitely North Bay.
Like the underdogs, I
remember there was a couple guys. You know what? What? Did we ever do a Barry show?
No.
Wow.
Never.
That's crazy.
Newmarket was our Barry show.
We never did a Barry show. That's interesting.
Because they stopped the venues there. There was no good venues anymore.
Yeah, but there's still spots on
Barry. So here we go. Newmarket, we had Vocal Legend and It's D-Lo, and then probably Timo BM.
That show didn't really stand out to me.
Oakville, we had 2. Vontae, Philly Mafia. That one, the artist.
That one was kind of. That was.
actually,
You know what? That one was surprising too, but it just. I don't know. The vibe was kind of. The vibe was okay. It was just.
And then
different.
The London one, that time we had Lola, Nigawana, Typo, and then Tempo Mental we advanced from the year before.
Yeah.
And then we had Toronto, we had Stitch.
I can't lie, that night.
That Toronto one was hard, bro.
Lolo was hard that night, though.
That Toronto one, the one that Stitch won.
That was this one.
Yes.
This was this
that
one.
was that revival.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one, Stitch one, and then Tony Ranks, and then Young Drama. But I remember that lineup being crazy. And I remember us going over it the other day, and it was crazy. And then Ottawa, we had King Khan, Ricochet, and Sin. And I'll be honest, that show was kind of like no one was there really, and whatever, right?
King Khan still put down though.
Yeah, King Khan. Well, that night, like whatever, like to perform, like so we're trying to go off of best city. So which out of all those ones so far,
the best lineup of artists?
Yeah, the best lineup. You're saying that Oshawa
The
one?
best line. Okay, hold on. Like, here's the question: Is it the best lineup on paper, or the best like who showed out the best?
No, just like quality wise. Don't worry about necessarily who like showed, who had the packed house or anything like that.
I don't mean the packed house. I mean who showed their show. They performed. Who performed the best? Like or the lineup. When you hear the lineup from top to bottom, that should be the best.
I don't know.
You have to go off actual talent. You can't go off of you can't even go off of the name.
Exactly. If I'm going off what I like, I remember the first one you read out, bro, with Schizo and those guys. I don't know, man. I think it was
that Mustache Club show stood out heavy to me too.
Yeah, trust me. I think
quality artists.
Yeah, the show, the performances were nice. Maybe I was so.
Who's on that
surprised
Toronto
and
bill
impressed
besides Ranks and Stitch? Because that Toronto bill, I want to say, had a lot of dope talent. Now that I think about it,
OG wasn't on that one.
No, that was the year before. Yeah, that was the year before.
Oh, I didn't.
Or maybe he was.
That. Oh, is this it actually? No, because Stitch isn't even on this.
But
I don't know. I don't have that lineup, to be honest.
Yeah, I think definitely
Toronto. You never had no.
I think I
think I have a different thing.
I think definitely what stood out was probably Oshawa was there.
I gotta honestly say Oshawa too, because for me, I go by like the sound too, and like, and I told you this even on the last podcast that Mustache Club's my favorite venue, especially for these smaller shows.
Mm-hmm.
If you got 100 to 200 people, perfect show, great venue, and then the sound system's always the sound system they had was great, but they always had a good sound guy, and these sound guys are used to doing the bands, but they are used to the hip hop too, because I frequently did hip hop shows there. But not just me, other people did some hip hop shows there too. But their sound guys were really on point. They were actually attentive, paying attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would have given it to the London show on this tour if the sound wasn't all fucky. Do you remember that? We showed up there was no sound, no nothing.
Axel fixed it, didn't he?
I think so, probably.
I think Axel
but he wasn't supposed to. He came out of the crowd to fix it, though.
You're right.
I think he
wasn't supposed to.
He wasn't there for that.
No, nobody was. They didn't. They thought we were bringing our own sound.
And then Axel came and fixed it.
I don't actually remember because I was running. I was so fucked that day, in terms of I was running the door. I ran to this, ran to that. And I remember we were rolling out heavy with the merch on this tour. When we went out on this tour, was when our merch game super elevated. Like when we go out next time, it's going to be a whole different ball game. Like it's going to be crazy, man. And we're going to be giving away so much stuff.
The merch is proper, man.
Yeah,
but it's like now, like you said, like we kind of live that, and it's like now you have this connect. I have another connect. I have the Stitch connect, and like we're gonna get the shit proper. We're gonna get the hats going.
I can't wait.
Honestly, I said this to Spec so many times. I've said to people, I'm done rocking other people's brands. I'd rather rock my own shit, bro. I'll create my own brand, create my own logo, my own like look and push it. I don't give a shit, man.
That's it.
When you think about it, it's so true, because one thing about it is like, listen, ain't nobody inventing no new shirts right now.
Right.
For the most part, right?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Shirts. T-shirt, V-neck shirt, sweatshirt, crew shirt, crew sweatshirt, long sleeve T-shirt, right? You know what I'm saying? what
you can only do so much.
You do so much. Like we ain't. I'm sorry, but we ain't on no like Star Wars where we wearing like, and you see those on a button on one side. Okay, if you want to make a shirt like that, that's cool, or whatever, right? But in general and large, men's shirts haven't like we haven't. There's no leap forward, bro.
The thing I like about Connect the Dot,
we're not butting in the back or nothing like that, man.
The thing I always liked about Connect the Dot, especially like the new logo we have here, and like honestly, like new designs like don't even have the logo and stuff. Just the name Connect the Dot, alone. Yeah. It's just something that everybody can relate to. It's not like just like urban wear. It's not just like this or that. Like it really can be sportswear. It really can be. And actually, one of the big things that when I first seen the logo, and what really I liked about it is it really reminded me of like something like you would see like a UFC fighter wearing or something. It looks almost like
it's simple and to the point.
Yeah, and it seems powerful. It seems like almost like a Superman logo or like a UFC or like a whatever, like Tap Out or something or whatever. It could be anything.
It's like a Shield type of logo. Like remember you know what's funny? I watched football for years and years and years. I never thought about it like that. And they say, oh, the football is the NFL is the Shield, and it is a shield, right? But I never thought about it like that. But it's like the same thing. Like I hear what you're saying. The logo in itself is like I don't know, man. It's out there. You know what I'm trying to say? When you see the logo, it is powerful. It creates a little power. Anytime I wear this sweater, you know what I'm saying? Anybody who knows me, who like, not necessarily whatever, but if they know me and they never see me, what's that about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. It's a community thing too. It's cool. Like when people see it, they're like, oh shit.
Yo, we're gonna get the branding popping.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I'm telling you,
I'm excited.
It's gonna be done. It's gonna be done. In
it's not a rush thing. It's gonna be done.
Yeah, we're gonna do it calculated. Fashion. It's gonna be coerced like in a proper way. It's gonna be moved like in a like units and drones, right? Because, like you said, the name is impactful. Like when you think about it, like you connect the dot, you connect everything.
And honestly, there's history behind it too. And if you're from the city and you're an artist.
And that's what I mean. It's like when you go back, you go back to the whole Dre Bars thing, where people not getting the credit they deserve and people not getting like their full dues and with things. It's like I remember who said it? You guys know Citizen Kane? Yeah. Spade. He just did a Facebook blast about you guys need to give me my respect for the shit that I've done in this rap game, and you have to give a man like Spade his just due. And like you got to think about like with Connect the Dot and things like you've done that, Marker, and things that I've done, Mike Gutz, and you've done Specs Dot. Like our just due needs to be like inputted. Our shit needs to be put in there. That we've paved the way. We've opened the door when it comes to a lot of this shit, and I think that people need to acknowledge it, accept it, respect it. And we're not out here for each other. We're out here for a community, and that's where we built this and bridged this, right?
It's a platform.
You know what I mean. And it's like when you look at a lot of these other platforms that are there, these other podcast shows, or these other blog sites, and all these other fucking outlets that have the following or has the peoples that are out there doing it, they don't support these brands, and that's what fucking where we fall through the cracks, or where Dre Bars and shit falls through the cracks, where it's like the politics always affects like the progression. So I think now it's on us to like push that and make that happen. We're you can't really be there worrying about if Six Buzz or Toronto Rappers or all these other fucking blog sites are fucking promoting our shit, right? I've given up on those fucking guys. That's why it's like why like we're here. Fuck going to another podcast. Fuck, let's do our own podcast. You know what I'm saying? Let's support, sure. Let's whatever, but why not take that market or take that avenue, build on it, and especially with the times with what's happening right now, and even like the growing trend where we can elevate our game, why not do it? That's why it's like I'm sitting here, we're talking, we're enjoying ourselves. We can shoot the shit. We're just in the beginning stages. You know what I mean? We talked about we're gonna contact Shocks to see if we can get them on the phone, right? Or we can, see if we can, talk to these artists and let them know, what do you want from the city? What do you expect from, being an artist, and what kind of things you want to go for? Like, we can like, you know, shoot the shit, ask them what they're like, you know.
Well, I'll be honest with you, this is gonna open up a lot of doors. Like you said, like you know, just to kind of reiterate, like this is just the start. You know, this is the first thing. We just said, listen, we got to do something, and this is the least we can do, easiest thing that we can possibly do that can actually kind of reach back out to the people. You know what I mean? Right. And then not just reach out to the people, but again, go over the history, let people educate people on the history, and then kind of like help, like, you know, get other people to help us kind of reformulate a new plan on how we should be doing, what can we be doing more of to help everybody, you know. Like you know, like that's why we want to do these top 10 shows. We want to do these other ideas that we're gonna have, right? And then you know, we elevate on that, and then like Gutz is saying, we want to talk to the other artists as we're doing these things, like, because we're gonna start somewhere, right? And we have ideas, we're gonna launch these things, they're gonna be dope, they're gonna be cool, right? But then we're gonna be like, hey, what's next? You know what I mean? Then people will take us more serious, and they'll be like, okay, I get what's going on here, and you know, okay, let's do this.
London was a dope show though. When I look back, London was a really dope show. Like Lola really, she came out that night. That night Lola came out,
bro. Nigga Wanna,
but that whole label minority, like that, like Axel put that together proper. Like it was one of those ones. Like I was surprised at how well. Like I've been to London and the shows have been pretty good for the most part. Yeah. Leading up to that, they've been pretty good. Yeah. Like my experiences leading up to there has been not so bad, right? But that show really, you know, tipped the scale.
I did a show a while back in London that was at the Sound Bar, and it was we sold out.
Shout outs to Jux Kane though, man.
Big shout out to Jux. Yeah, always. Like, he's my in my opinion, he's my favorite rapper from London.
I remember he had his birthday party. Was it like last year? It was the last show I actually ever did. Okay. Since like COVID, because his show was I think or his birthday was I think like January or something like that, or February. I can't remember. It was like one of those months. But I remember it was like a birthday show and I performed, and the first act didn't get on the stage until I swear it was like 1:30 or some shit like that. But Kane,
I think I remember you telling
and Kane was the headliner, and the show was sick. Like it was like, you know, but Jux turned up, like, you know, he had like, you know,
okay, so Jux, I've done multiple shows before the Connect the Dots stuff with Jux in London. Yeah. And he's always just been like to me, stood out by far. Yeah. He was like the Don of London, like that. Yeah. When it came to the rap shit. Yeah. And then I remember he won that one Connect the Dots, or came in second or whatever it was. And because of that, I remember we gave everybody like a headline show. Yeah. With that, like if you won second place or something, or whatever, first place, you got a headline show or something. And I remember I did his headline show for him in London. And like, you know, like just like to do those kind of things like with people, like I know he does his own shows usually, and like, you know, even you you used to put on your own shows, but when you put yourself on as a headliner, let me just finish this thought, my bad. When you put yourself on as a headliner, it's not the same as like if I book you out of nowhere and I book you as a headliner, or I book
it's a little different thing.
It's you know what I mean. It's not like you put yourself on, you put yourself on, like you're doing the Mike Gutz thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, no, it's just you know, there's time and place. There's time and place for everything.
And not that that's a bad thing at all.
Do you remember when we went to one of the memories of me and Jux is remember that show out in, what was it, that beach there or whatever?
North
Bend? No, it's,
Grand Bend. Yep.
Yeah, we had a show out in Grand Bend. You ever been to Grand Bend?
Was it the time with the God Ass Girls or whatever, that time when they were having...
Yeah.
And then we were there, and then THC rode to the next man.
Yeah. That's fuck. That was Grand Bend?
Yeah, shout out to... Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Ski, dog.
My bro, Ski.
Shout out to Ski, bro.
My bro, Ski.
All right,
that guy is sick.
So, Specs, let me ask you, what do you see, like, me and Gutz have been going over ideas. I know you've heard a little bit of the ideas from Gutz, from me, from this, from that, but like from your standpoint, what do you think would be like a good move for us, for Connect the Dot, for like that going forward?
Connect the Dot going forward?
Yeah.
You know what? Podcast, this is nice, and in the spirit of Connect the Dot, let's connect the dot through what we're doing with the shows. The shows were a competition, yes, but the shows were also a showcase to Toronto artists, right? We're sitting here telling you, yo, go check out this artist, whatever. Maybe we should play some songs from people, you know what I'm saying, like at a different time, or maybe on a different kind of podcast, where it's a podcast, it's Connect the Dot the music.
What about a song review?
Song review, something like that. Yeah,
do a whole episode on of a song review.
Right, song review. Or how about an artist that you might not know. Here's what they just put out, or something like that. Listen to it, check it out. Blah, blah, blah. Like
new releases,
something like that. I'd like something like that because without the physical shows that we can actually do them, right?
Yeah,
it'd be a way to still get the music of the artists and what we're trying to do in the first place, right? Get artist music out to people. Get artist music to the ears and listeners, and let people know, hey man, we got some talent in the city. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. Song reviews.
The thing is with song reviews,
new releases. I like song reviews though.
Yeah, the thing with song reviews is like, is it gonna be like any song or all songs?
I say we do it like this.
Should there be a pre-screen?
Well, we put up an email.
I say
put up an ad.
Let's do it right. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. Actually, why not?
Why not? Because honestly, because if you send some whack shit and whatever, man, I mean, like, come on, though, like, do it, like, why waste? You know, why waste that time? You know what I'm saying? Like, why waste that?
Okay, we'll discuss that off screen, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wrote it down. Like, you know,
I'm just saying.
Those are two really good ideas, though. Those are two.
What you're saying is not wrong. So it's just something to discuss.
Yeah,
off camera,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you want to give everyone a platform, but I mean.
No, but honestly, like anybody else out there listening, watching, whatever it is, like, if you guys have any ideas. Like, please, like, let us know what you guys want to see, or what do you think would be a cool idea.
I like that idea.
That's a great idea.
I like that idea.
That's a great
idea.
But
I mean, like, we gotta definitely keep the music going. That can't be, I think, lost in the shuffle. I think, like, artists need to still connect.
So a big thing that we spoke about last time, specs. So like last time we talked about doing a playlist. So we're gonna do a Spotify playlist, which I've already right now, like, that's already in the process. So we're under review right now.
Meaning what does that mean exactly? I mean, like, trying to get one?
So what I want to do is, first of all, we're going to create our own Spotify so that this podcast can air on the Spotify.
Got you.
Right?
Okay, so
then we're going to actually make a playlist. So on the playlist, what we're going to do is we're going to go maybe every week or every whatever it is, every month, and we're going to create a playlist with like, to start, we're going to use artists that we've had in the past.
Right.
And all we're going to do is simply create a playlist. We can call it the Connected Playlist 1, whatever we want to call it, right? Help us out, come up with a name, comments in the description. You know, come up with a name for it, and simply just adding their name to it, and then like driving traffic to it through the podcast, through the website, through the, you know, Facebook ads, whatever it is, right? Instagram. And just go from there, right? Just try to help people out. And this is literally just giving them more views on their playlist. Then we were talking about creating our own maybe compilation CD. Playlist as well, kind of thing, like like not a playlist, but like something we would release almost like our own mixtape or our own CD, but digital, right, on Spotify. So maybe once a month or once every couple months or a few months or whatever it is.
I'm down with it. I'm down with it because that's the thing. It's about the music, right? Like they said about the elements of his hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Music, fashion. What else? You know, you do videos.
But then from there we go from there. Like, you know, if we eventually do the playlist thing, then we can eventually we can do a top 10 off the playlist, right? So that makes the top 10 thing easy because it's off the playlist. That could also drive more views to the playlist.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like, and it's not about making money. You know what I mean? Off of it, it's just about. But if we can create views, we can create traffic for them.
That's what I'm saying.
Then that's the main thing, right? Put the eyes on the right people.
Like, yo, listen, man, and I think our premise is straight up this. Hey, man, we're playing that shit that other stations, I ain't gonna name nobody's name, playing, man. They say, hey, we're gonna play your stuff, but also now you ain't gonna no play. So, hey.
But at the same time, like, it's not like we're against anybody that those people are pushing, because at the same time it's like, you know, if you're
trying to give you, we're another chance, another opportunity.
But it's like, yo, like, it shouldn't be that hard. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be that difficult with guys. Like, come on, like, let's highlight some talent, you know. And
then for sure. I mean,
so what to do? Highlight talent of the city.
That's it, bro. Like, how's even a guy like Stitches and all over that? Like, you know, I know he's on this, he's on that, he's had some looks for sure. Toronto rappers, if anything, out of all those ones, have definitely given him some good looks, but not really what he deserves. Like,
Toronto rappers, what the blog site Toronto rappers?
Yeah.
Really?
They put Stitch on. They had him on as like their like rap things. And stuff like that.
Hey, man.
Like they've given him love, and I'll give Toronto rappers shout out, to be honest, because Toronto rappers specifically has they show a lot of love to a lot of people. Same with We Love Hip Hop. You know what I mean? Like they really do. But at the same time, you know, a lot of those guys, they do focus on that other stuff too, right? But I mean, it is like, again, it's about the views. So why don't we get into something like that right now? So let's be like these other blogs for a second, okay?
All right.
Just for a second.
Okay.
Okay. What do you guys think about Chromaz, man? Isn't she really good at rapping or what?
Yeah. I ain't taking her music, but she fired though. She looked fire.
Shouldn't we bring her on our podcast and like talk to her because she's so good at music?
I mean, fuck yeah.
If you want to hear it,
right? If you want to hear it, I mean, listen, you gotta respect her though, man. You have to respect a girl like Chromaz because she's doing her thing, man. She's in her lane. Like she's not the first to do it. Nicki Minaj has used sexuality and. You know, and Lil Kim,
they all have. You know,
and like you look at
Queen Latifah.
Okay, but hear me out now.
That's not her lane.
I'll be honest with you. I'll give her respect where respect is due for that stuff.
Right.
Like I'll give her respect. She's a hustler. She's willing to go get it. She's willing to do the Nicki Minaj thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not even knocking that. You know, but unlike Nicki Minaj. Chromaz doesn't have a hit. She doesn't have a song. Like she doesn't have music in my.
But in her world, she does.
like she might be getting better. I'll give her props because I feel like she's kind of getting better than when she started.
Yeah.
Listen, Chromaz is out there.
Good looking.
Yes. She's using her assets.
Okay, but the foot job shit, the fucking.
Yeah, that shit is weird, bro.
This is what I'm trying to get at. Like,
when I seen that shit, you don't know about that shit?
What?
Oh. She worked at like a parlor thing or whatever, and like. She used to do exotic shit for like whatever for money and stuff.
Off with their foot.
Yeah, whatever. But like honestly, I'm not even knocking the hustle.
Man's like they're sucking her toes and shit.
Whatever. To each their own, bro. I'm not even hating. I'm not even hating.
I'm not hating on that either.
I'm not.
I'm not doing it, but I'm not hating on it either.
It is what it is. No, yeah. I'm not going to the parlor, but at the same time, it is what it is. So I'm just saying that
there's a demand for what you're selling.
I see that somebody around her is actually getting to her head because her music's kind of getting better as it goes. But for her to get as much attention as she's getting it's kind of killer to me because of other artists not getting the shine because they don't have that ability. Like Stitch can't go do foot jobs and stuff. And then,
no, you know what?
No, you know what I mean though. Like you know what I mean.
I know you mean.
So their only route is to do the top 5 and pick beef with everyone and draw attention.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
But why can't we move that?
Listen, man, she's doing what she does, and she's selling what she sells. If she listen, there's only what was her name? Lizzo, right?
Yeah.
There's only like one Lizzo and one Missy Elliott.
Okay.
You gotta think, man. If she was doing the same shit she was doing, and she didn't look how she was looking, would she be where she is? Probably not.
But there's a lot of other sicker artists, female artists that actually have more accolades and actually more to them.
But how's this game? But how's this game ran? Like how's the game ran? It's ran by like marketing. It's how you promote yourself and market yourself. Yeah. And if Chromaz is like has a certain story or has a certain angle to her,
or a certain look,
to match the look, because she has the look. Can't say she, you can't say that
hands down.
You know what I'm saying? So
she looks like J-Lo, but like
you know what I mean? Like she,
a hotter one or something.
Like when you think about the viral, like types of avenues and outlets that she kind of maximized, when you look at it, right? She's destined to be big. You know what I mean? She's destined to be out there and more known. She could drop the shittiest bars but look good.
Right.
And still
that's the thing.
And still be out there. And the thing is like and then like you know what I mean? She's in the names of like, like known people and like around those circles, you know what I mean? Like hanging out with Tory Lanez or around Drake.
Here's my thing. This is where like I might have kind of got like I'm not even like trying to really like hate on Chromaz. It's more like the fact that she got to where she's at by having the music level that she's been at.
Yeah.
That's what surprises me. You know what I mean? And like I mean
but I mean that's the thing, it's like
a lot of male rappers in this game I think are whack. Straight up.
Yeah.
I ain't naming them, but some of them are whack and they have certain status and doing certain things and they're garbage.
Yeah.
Right.
Straight up.
I feel that.
And that's the thing. So, you know what I mean? Like she's just sticking to her lane. And if her lane is pushing the music that she's doing and doing what she's doing, then you have to in a sense respect it because she's maximizing like her whole look, her whole ability to like go out there and do her thing.
This is what I hope. This is what I actually hope though, honestly. And this is from the bottom of my heart, honestly. I actually hope that she links up with the right producer that like can actually guide her music to that right spot that it needs to be at,
Yeah.
and she does the right video, you know what I mean, to back that up with.
Yeah.
And then you know what? All the platforms, then she deserves to get that. You know
But
what
the
I
thing
mean?
is
Then take your shine.
Listen,
you know what I
I'll
mean?
tell you, I'm not gonna say she doesn't deserve to get anything. I'll say one thing, man. Two things. Sorry, I'll say one thing. One, you if as long as you're not stealing it, you deserve anything you get.
She
Right?
kind of is stealing it though by being like hot.
Listen, man. Hold on. How was she? Did nobody went up to said, "Yo, God made me hot"?
Okay,
Just like
okay.
said, nobody said, "Yo, God, don't make me hot, guy." You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right,
You got what you got. You got to work with it, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
First thing. Second thing is just like, yo. I mean, that's if that's what she has, right? And that's what she's selling. Then she's just doing it. And in the words,
I gotta give her props for her
and in the
doing
words
that
of
stuff.
Styles P, this isn't even my idea.
Because that's
as long
sex
as
sells everyone.
as long as they ain't, you might not like, agree with what they do and how they're getting their money, but however, let me do this.
Okay, not
As
me. You're
long
talking
as-
about in general.
Yeah,
Okay.
but as long as it's like, hey man, you're not breaking the law to get it. What can I say?
I think the way she gets her
not-
money, and I think like her persona, and I think like her character is really cool.
Yeah.
That's actually what drew me to her, which is cool. It's cool.
You and probably other people as
she's
well.
like she's like almost like more like an influencer to me.
Use this.
Yeah.
Rather than an artist, right?
Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying like if she would have maybe chilled out a little bit longer, but I mean I guess she had to throw out some bullets out there, like some, you know what I mean, some videos out there, some songs for people to take her serious.
The
and
thing
stuff.
is that like people
You know.
can put out shit. Like you look at like a lot of artists that like put out shit, and you're like, yo, how did this go viral?
Right.
Yeah,
Or how did this go like one song that I really hate is Old Town Road. Old Town Road.
Okay.
Like that's I hate that song.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
like if I can think of like my top 5 worst songs that was ever made, that song would be there. And
That's crazy that you say that. To be honest,
like I'm being honest with you.
I don't like the song either. But
I hate it
You know,
that
like,
much.
Okay, can you explain to me why you hate it that much?
Because I just hate everything about it. I hate
What?
everything about it. I hate the fact. I just hate just the sound of it. I hate the, it just seems like it's just such a mockery of like the art cult, like the rap culture or the hip hop culture. You know what I mean?
And now
I feel like
now
and it just fits the stereotype of like a person who is mocking us, right? It just fits that stereotype.
So you're looking at it deeper than just the song.
Not even so much.
Like,
yeah, I guess you can. In a
you're
sense,
looking at
yes.
it deeper than the actual like.
In a
melody,
sense,
the
yes, but I'm.
lyrics, like, you know what I
in
mean?
a sense, yes, but I'm looking at it more
from
like the melody.
No,
like melody, lyrics, everything. Like I hate everything about it. Like the
Okay.
whole concept,
Yeah,
everything. Like just everything, the sound, everything. I hate about it.
I feel like it's more
But
the intention, the
but
intention of the song
part of it
by the artist.
Part of it, but a lot of it is because it just sounds like shit.
Okay, what's your take on that song?
Yeah, that song is so shit.
But I mean, man, listen, I don't know if I can sit here and make a top 5 of my worst songs ever.
No, we're not gonna get into
I'm
that.
not gonna say that, but I'm gonna say I'm not a fan of the song, right?
No,
I mean
okay.
I can understand.
I'll be honest. I like the song.
I don't like the song.
Wow.
But
It's weird. I don't like the
hate that song.
intention per se, and I don't like for the reason that Gutz is saying.
Yeah.
I could follow you on that, and then we could get into a further topic on that. But for me, the song, just because of the remix and like the caliber of song that they remix,
Yeah.
Okay, now the remix.
to be able to get that remix and then be able to get him in the video and everything, like
Yeah,
that's crazy
that
to
was-
Okay,
me, bro.
the
That to
remix
me,
with
I have to
okay,
respect
the-
that.
the remix with Billy Ray
Yeah.
was okay. Was okay, right? It brought a better, I guess,
Listen,
a better angle with it.
It is what it
Because
is.
and because like for those who don't know the story, remember the story, right? Like it got taken down from country radio.
Yeah, absolutely.
It got taken down from
Yeah.
country radio, and then they said it because it wasn't considered country,
Well,
Right?
that's what they said.
Yeah,
but we all know why.
Yeah.
right? So
Right.
then that's when he got
So-
Billy Ray
so-
Cyrus.
But here's my thing about the song, just very quickly.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it, but it's not a bad song. Like that's the thing. And to say Gutz it's not like one of my worst songs ever.
It's one
I'm
of
not
the
a
worst
fan of the
songs.
song. I don't like the song, right?
Right.
But it's not a bad song. It's not my kind of rap
Okay.
or whatever,
Yeah.
or even my kind of country.
Right.
But it's not I'm not a fan of the song. But it's not a bad song.
Oh, that
right?
sounds trash.
So
But I'm saying, like, my point about saying that song, it's like, it's that, like, she can drop as much shit as she wants. That's horrible. Like, she can come out with, what we see or what the majority of people see is horrible.
right.
But she'll have her, jerk circle, like, pun intended. Cheer, cheer, cheer.
Wow.
You need the sound effects.
Buddy, that's maybe next season, bro.
What do you mean next season?
Come on, man.
Bro, we need that. This is the bombs.
Guys,
Boom.
guys, make sure you guys are
Boom.
buying the merch. Make sure you guys are supporting. Make sure you subscribe
Boom.
because Gutz needs like sound effects and stuff.
Boom.
We're gonna need.
We're gonna do a GoFundMe.
We're gonna okay.
We're gonna do the GoFundMe.
It's not that serious.
Yeah. You're gonna do the GoFundMe, but no.
Guys, please support our sound effects.
No, but for real though, like I mean, like whatever. If Chromaz wants to do her thing, you know what?
Let's leave her alone for a second, because honestly, like maybe I went too hard.
Okay, no, but here's...
I think my point was more about the music, not so much all the other stuff, because the other stuff is like whatever.
Yeah.
But the music to me is just, I feel like it could be a lot better. Yeah. But now let's get into just another topic. I don't know like how you guys feel about this, or if you guys know anything about this. But have you guys seen the whole thing with like Top 5?
Okay.
No. Have you been following anything to do with Top 5? Yeah, the rapper Top 5.
He's getting some hype, like
so there's two parts to this topic. So one, I want to know how you guys feel about Top 5 and like his whole antics and how like that affects the city, or how whatever, that kind of deal. Yeah. But then the other part of that is, how do you guys feel about Akademks, if you guys have been following that at all? How do you guys feel about Akademks coming in and what he's been doing with the Toronto scene? So like, I don't know.
I didn't know what's going on, man.
Okay, so let's kind of fill him in, and then other people can kind of get, if they don't know about it.
Yeah, but yeah.
So
I mean,
first thing, Top 5 in general.
Yeah, well, more or less, just Top 5. Just he's just one of those guys where he does crazy shit. He talks his shit.
He's trying to beef every rapper.
Beats every rapper.
Which rapper? Like American rappers?
Any Toronto rapper.
Any
Toronto rapper that's basically
he's
like
Pedro. Like this guy, he's one of those. He's one of those guys where you love to hate him.
So who was he? Who was he called out?
Okay, let's not even get into all that.
Like, there's long story short.
Too many. Like the list is crazy.
Okay. Yeah, it's just long story short. Like.
So what?
Like what? So where are you going with this?
Is it a song or just calling him out?
Like basically,
he's better than them.
Basically, it's like this. He has other robbed people or gotten people to jump people, rob people, whatever, over just basically internet beefing.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. And that's led to real life shit, right?
Okay.
Like a bunch of times he's gone super public with it.
Yeah.
It's happened multiple times. People have been this, that, and the other over it. Like maybe people have been shot, they've been robbed, they've been maybe stabbed, they've been maybe beat up. Now he's locked up. He was on the news even. Yeah. They were talking about him on City Pulse because of all this craziness, right? Now,
he's out there, right? Like he's on these viral sites and like
and then like he's all over Six Buzz.
So he's the one doing it, or he's just hyping people and people are doing it.
No, he's whatever's alleged. Like I can't speak on whatever's alleged.
I'm just saying this is the type of things that surround his name, which is what's making him buzz.
Gotcha.
So my question is like, and especially because this is my big now it kind of segues into the acts thing, right? So Akademks now, since you don't know, Specs, Akademks has been going live with Toronto rappers with Six Buzz on like this WhatsApp thing, or they go streaming on whatever it is, and basically it's all them on their phones. And he'll make sure YG's in there. He'll make sure like what's her name's in there. We were just talking about Chromaz is in there. All these things, right? And then he'll put like Roni or somebody or whoever else, like random cats like that, right? And then like maybe not specifically Roni, but like other cats that are on it. He'll be like, oh yeah, this guy's a fish. Get this guy off there. Blah blah blah. All of a sudden now he's talking about beef, shouting out beef over it. And like Akademks is literally like putting these people in the conversation, or Six Buzzes and Akademks or whatever. But like they kept doing it like
here's my question
daily.
Here's my question: is Six Buzz calling them quote unquote a fish or like that in a joking way?
No. Six Buzz is just basically the puppet master.
Why or not YG? Top 5 is. Top 5 is beefing everybody, right? Telling them, oh, yo, get this guy out of here because this guy's whack, this guy's a goof, or this guy's whatever. And then all of a sudden they're like yelling back and forth. And I'm telling you, this was happening like daily. And Akademks just kept doing it. And instead of like being like, okay, this Top 5 guy's like, because Top 5 was bringing the views, right? Real shit. Like when Top 5 jumped in there, the views went up, right?
That's why he didn't say stop. It's not his fault. Listen, man.
Again.
I'm not mad at Top 5 because
Yeah.
It's not the way I'm gonna promote myself.
Yeah.
But if that's the way you are, and it's working, who am I to say anything?
Right.
The thing is that, like, yo, I mean, this guy, he's just a young bull, man. Like, he's only, what, like 22 or something?
I think he's really young,
yeah. Man, that guy's a young bull, man. Like, yo, you can't hate on a man doing this thing in his lane, right? You know, like, that's why it's like, you know, I mean, again, I'm not going to sit there and be like, yo, I'm going to go out and download his music or his content like that. Like, it's not necessarily like, you know, like, I'm just saying, like, he's in my, you know, whatever, my playlist, whatever. But I mean, I respect what he's doing. I respect his music, his shit. I respect, you know. But I mean, like, in terms of like the street shit, I mean, that to me is none of my business in a sense where it's like he can, if he's in a situation with people and doing his thing, it's like you would hope that he's smart enough to, like, you know, cover his tracks and cover his trails, you know, as a man, right? Well, but at the end of the day, it's like, you know, now he's in jail, and it's like, now it's like, what are you really doing, or what can you do now, right? Like, they got him on some heavy shit, and like, if they really want to, it just seems like they want to make an example of like Toronto rappers, or like, you know, it seems like that was a growing trend. You seen a lot of Toronto rappers either get shot and killed or get incarcerated. Like, it just seemed like there was an attack on that whole genre, that whole, like, look, it's like they're like looking at videos or looking at, like, following like Toronto beef, and you know what I'm saying, and it's like, you know, it's funny, like, you know, how things kind of worked out, right? Right? You know, how he got in that situation, right? It's just, you know, it's funny, right? So
this like, so now that, like, that you kind of understand like a bit more of the situation, so like my whole thing is like I feel like there's so many other artists out there. Like, we talked about some of them earlier. Like, I mean, we could talk about 20 others, but like, just to name a few that we talked about earlier was like Black of the Dawn. We talked about like who else did we talk about? Stitch. We talked about Dre Bars even, right? Like, you look at their music, right, and you're like, wow, like, they're dope. Now, Dre Bars had a bit of antics on like the top 5 side of things, I guess, in a bit. You know, there's definitely some drama behind his name. He did. So that's kind of a bad example. He did. But like a Stitch, for instance, like, he's not like. Now let's give a quick shout out to Stitch. So Stitch won the last finals. Right. One of the best MCs, arguably. To ever, arguably, like you know, whether give or take, you know, you might like this, you might like that, but Young Stitch, one of the best artists to touch the Connected Out stage. Straight up. Absolutely. Ended up going on, wins the BET freestyle cipher, all that stuff, right, which was huge, right? Then gets now signed recently to Snack the Ripper's label, Stealth Bomb, and all that kind of stuff, and just tons of other accolades and all that stuff. If you're listening, watching, never heard of Stitch, or even if you have heard of Stitch, go check out his music. Go show support. Now, so this is what I'm trying to get at. A guy like Stitch or one of these other guys, right? Cypher Soze and whoever, right? Yeah. So these kind of guys, like, my thing is this. These guys are lyrically skilled, putting out work all the time, putting in moves. Look, Stitch got signed, Stealth Bomb, etc. You've seen all those accolades. There's tons of other accolades in between. But yet, he gets love from, let's say, Toronto rappers. He gets love from some people. I'm not trying to say he doesn't. Stitch is doing his thing. But he should be getting on the Akademks thing. He should be getting on the, you know, all these different opportunities. Because he's not controversial, and because he doesn't want to step into that lane, he doesn't get the shine, right? So my point is this. So doesn't this whole thing, the whole media platform in Toronto, isn't it set up for failure right now for the artists?
Listen,
in a sense,
in some ways it always was. They never listen. It's Drake is an anomaly, number one, right? Drake wasn't quote unquote supposed to happen, right? Not to say an artist can't make it, but to say an artist can make it to be quote unquote the biggest artist on the planet, right? That's an anomaly, right? And what I'm trying to say is that it has nothing to do with him. It's just that it goes even look at before and after him.
Yeah, right? But if 93.5 ain't playing you, and that's the only radio station, and then 6 Buzz and Toronto rappers and We Love Hip Hop and Hip Hop Canada, whatever, and then, like, you know, and whoever else is not pushing you at the same time, constantly, you don't have, like, it's hard, like, you know, and then if you want that love from them, you gotta pay for it.
That's what it
so
seems
if you're not
like.
Talking shit about somebody and trying to beef with somebody, and you don't have your titties out and you're not giving foot jobs, you can't fucking get on. You can't get on without paying.
You can't just make music. You need a story, man. Remember,
here's the problem, though.
Why can't the skill outshine that?
But here's the problem.
Why can't?
It's because of the fact that we're in, like, Canada, and the fact that we're in, like, Toronto, whatever, because I feel that like with Canadians, they only like have like a select few like artists that they'll put on and push. Yeah. Whereas in America, it's like there's a whole brand of like you have pockets of artists from the South, pockets of artists from the East, pockets of artists from the West, right? That are and it just seems like the culture, like the art culture, it's more established and it's more like, you know, accepted down there, right? Like you look at like legendary stages out of like, you know, the Apollo and like, you know, all these legendary like, you know, theaters, etc. Right. Like the arts are more appreciated, I think, in the States, right? Like that's where a lot of production is down there, right? With Canada, like, you know, we don't really have like labels. We don't have like, you know, stations that are pushing.
In the States, they seem to be kind of drawn to the beef and the bullshit too, though.
But but I'm saying though, like the outlet in terms of like pushing the music, where it's like there's only one Drake
for the most part.
No, there's only gonna be one Drake. There's only gonna be one Tory Lanez. There's only gonna be one, you know, Justin Bieber. Like there's not a branch of like artists that are like pushed on that level, and there's not like a stage for like that artist. Like artists from Canada want to go to the States, and because like that's where the big names
they
are.
have to,
like that's where all these bigger names are. And
but
shit.
I feel like because we're in a digital world though, like we should be able to like really.
So let me give you
Beef still doesn't drive hip hop though, because just quickly, before the Ja Rule and 50 beef, that did work, right? Because his music was better. 50 still dropped the How to Rob way before that, and that didn't get
I forgot about
right,
that.
and that didn't get
you
know,
ball it.
as far as like his comparison to what he did later in his career had nothing to there's a splash, not even a splash.
Oh, you guys have Ross? Right.
That was a smaller one.
No, you're right.
Right?
But that was at that time.
That was at the time. Now I'm not saying that whatever, but beef in hip hop will always be there. But it comes and goes.
So let me
like you getting super popular off of beef, strictly off of beef, not being popular before. That ebbs and flows, man.
Let me throw this out there. Let me throw this out there. Let's speak on Stitch. Go back to Stitch for a second. Yeah. You know, like we say, like why not somebody like Stitch? You know what Stitch? I feel one thing Stitch I think should have gone back to was the king of the battle shit.
Why though? That doesn't make sense to me.
I feel like, I don't know, just to be, I guess, more
versatile.
I guess viral in a sense, like have like more of like that.
This is actually what I was just about to say.
Like that. I guess that more of that viral, like, you know, like
the virality though. Like this is what I think. I think Stitch.
Like I think he did it his way and he did his own thing, but I think that could have helped him. Get to
this is my opinion on that.
American markets.
Yeah,
because they like do like shit over there, right? So I just feel, I don't know if you can like.
But hear me out now. I hear what you're saying. But now Stitch could have, instead of going back to, let's say, battling, right? Because battling wasn't what he wanted to do. Let's just say, right?
Okay.
Even though let's say maybe he's good at it and maybe we think he should have or whatever, and maybe he could have and it might have helped him, etc. You're not wrong. Definitely could have, wouldn't have hurted him or wouldn't have hurt him. That's for sure.
For sure.
But let me say this though. Like if he, let's just say, started doing, like let's say when he's gonna drop something, right? He started putting together video content, like how, do you remember Fatboy SSE or whatever? Fatboy from, he was on World Star all the time and shit.
Yeah,
he's a funny comedian kind of
guy. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like that kind of shit. Like Stitch does that kind of stuff on his Facebook and it gets like decent views, right?
That is true.
But like he could have done something that pay World Star to post it right as something's coming out, you know what I mean, and like then pay World Star again to post it, you know what I mean.
Yeah. But
my point is this: is that Stitch has done enough that it's like World Star should have already seen him, but how come World Star's not seeing him? Because we don't have the outlets that are pushing him.
Exactly.
Right, absolutely.
This is what I'm trying to get at.
And that's why I'm saying.
Because he's not doing the drama
to
get seen by those platforms.
Maybe Flow at the time are one. I mean, there is what is it, G98 whatever 7. But if our main one here in Toronto is Flow, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How come after? I'm sorry. Before I say anything, maybe Flow was in a little bit of turmoil because I know they went through some, name changes and ownership changes and all this jazz, whatever. And they weren't even hip hop for a while. They were playing everything, and then they're back to hip hop. What I'm saying is this: how is it that he goes out there and wins the BET thing, and doesn't even get like, did he get an interview with them?
They didn't even get in the cypher. He should have gotten the
cipher. That's
He should have gotten the cipher.
That was dissed already. That was dissed already.
He should have gotten the cipher.
There's no reason why he should have gotten the cipher. I've seen pure. Listen,
I swear, there's former BET rappers. Former BET champions or Freestyle Friday champions.
I saw that in the site.
Yeah, because that's what it was. It was Freestyle Friday.
I don't see why he shouldn't have.
He was supposed to be in it.
And I swear that's what. Yeah. I swear that's what.
But this the one that he won was a Freestyle Friday.
Yeah.
That's what it was like branded. Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know how come he didn't come back. Think about that. So let's say you get dissed in America, right? Mm-hmm. You got dissed in America. You got dissed in America. Well, you're from here. So when you came back here, did he get an interview with them?
Who?
Flo.
No, that's what I'm trying to say.
Right?
That's diss.
Listen, I'm not saying. How about this? If before something like that, they didn't pick up your music or whatever, that's one thing. I'm not gonna say right or wrong, but that's one thing. But after you win that, you're from Toronto. Well, as soon as you get back, they should try to be getting an interview with you. Mm-hmm. If you're hip, come on. This is whatever, right? But look as I said, Drake is an anomaly.
Yeah.
He's making good music, but Drake is an anomaly. Drake's not supposed to happen. The biggest artist in the world, basically from Toronto, like that. Yeah. In that kind of music, in hip hop, that doesn't happen, right?
Right.
And it's like, Flow kills this stuff. Not that they should or shouldn't, but they do. But I'm just saying, at that time, I think that was big enough where, listen, man, I'm not saying you have a Stitch hour. I'm just saying that
but you know
for an accomplishment like that, they could have had you come in for a 10-minute interview and play a couple of your music, man.
But you know what, though? I think I think it's because it's the nature of the beast. It's just the culture that we're in right now. Like, unfortunately, like, BET Freestyle Friday, it isn't as, like, I guess, you know, it's... To us, it's a big deal, right? It's like, you know, and in the hip hop world and like that culture, so that art, it's a big deal. But it's like, in a sense, it's like it kind of lost its prestige along the way. Do you know what I mean? Like, it never got like, you know, the recognition it should have, like, or the push it should have, right? And when they did this whole thing, it was good that Stitch got on it and he won. But they could have. For the integrity of the competition and integrity of, like, you know, what they had, like, BT saw the BT Awards, you know, they had all that shit, like, you know, they could have still, like, you know, promoted and pushed that. Didn't they diss, what's his name, too?
Who? Sharon,
yeah. You know what, I'm glad you brought up Sharon, because, you know,
they dissed him, too.
On this same topic, though, remember I was just saying Stitch should be creating this viral content that could elevate his stuff, right? Now, look at a guy like Sharon. Sharon's kind of the opposite of Stitch, whereas he was more of a battle rapper that sometimes raps, right? Whereas Stitch was a rapper that sometimes battle rapped, right? Mm-hmm. Now, you're saying, how come he didn't step over to that world, right? And whatever. And someone could have said the same thing to Sharon. How come Sharon didn't step more forward into the rap world? Now, instead of doing that, what did he do? He did viral content, went online, started calling out Nick Cannon, all this stuff, putting up his money, always talking smack, all this kind of stuff, whatever. Got himself into a position where he landed himself onto a bunch of seasons of Wildin' Out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And now look at him, like, more money than he's ever made in his life, probably, and not just off of that stuff, but other stuff.
Exactly.
Right? And then just, like, he still battle raps when he has to and still gets to do that. But, like, Stitch doesn't need to... Stitch could do the just rapping, and now... figure out that way to get into that viral lane without having to do the controversy per se.
I'm not going to tell you how to...
But still, look, Sharon did controversy. He called out Nick Cannon. That's how he technically got to that platform. Although he was already large through KOTD, that's how he got... That's world... Like, he's already worldwide battle rap famous,
He made a good
now he's
move.
worldwide famous.
Right, he made a good move. And I mean, there's sometimes... There's things that happen to you and things that you make happen, right?
True. So, make your own luck.
Yeah. One thing he made happen, he went to that BET thing and he won it, bro. That was what Stitch did on his own, right?
But after that, he should have done something like, okay, start calling out battle rappers or something.
I'm not going to say yes.
Maybe do the battle rap.
I'm not going to say yes, I'm not going to say no. What I'm trying to say is this.
It could have put him in the same position, like, you know? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that... I respect what he's done so far in terms of, like, getting himself in a position where he is right now.
Yeah, of course.
Right? And he, if there's anybody, he deserves it, right? And, you know, but it's like when you think about it, right? Because I've seen his, like, battles, right? Mm-hmm. And, like, some of his battles are just like, woo, like, it's just it's crazy. It's this guy's wordsmith is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Wrong in saying that,
and like everything is just like,
really
I'm like,
dope.
like he could kind of capitalize off of that and knowing that he's the artist and he's the sick artist and he puts out the music, like,
okay,
I think
here's the thing. Even battle rapping isn't that big. All those big battle rappers stopped Charlie Clips. They went and go do Nick Cannon and stuff, and you can argue and say they're bigger than that than they ever were in the battle rapping scene. You could argue and say it, right? I'm not even talking about that. All I'm saying is this. Think about this. Maybe I'm not the type to be like, oh, woe is me, and things happen to you and sit down and like lament. But say they did have the integrity, BT, to put him in the damn cipher that they were supposed to.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Then it could have been a different thing.
They could have done that.
I don't know. I'm not gonna speak on what he did or didn't do behind the scenes. He could have called out somebody. He could have maybe gone to battle. I'm not gonna speak on what he could have done because every man has little moves they make, right? But in that respect, bro, you were promised something, you didn't get it. If they had the integrity to get it, you could have used that as a platform. Because I know I have always watched those things, right? And sometimes you see a rapper and you hear about it and you try to go find some music if you hear like them. You know what I'm saying?
But hear me out. Here's another thing that you got to look at is, you know, sometimes we expect so much too. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, you know, he won the Connect the Dot thing. The next year he won the freestyle thing. Now he's on the Stealth Bomb thing. Like, so like again, like even with the Connect the Dot stuff, like it takes time to ease off sometimes between things. Like, yeah, he should have jumped on it. Maybe he wasn't ready though. Yeah, he should have done this, but maybe he wasn't prepared, right?
Yeah.
So you know,
it could be a time thing. We don't know,
right? And in my opinion, I think his time's gonna come. I don't think he was technically fully prepared, ready for that yet. You know what I mean?
I don't believe that. I don't know. Listen, man, he's a rapper's rapper, bro. If they gave him the beat and said, "Yo," even if he had to come, even if they said to him, "You gotta come here and do it here on the spot," we know that nobody goes there and freestyles. Everybody's shit is written, right?
Yeah.
So man. If they just didn't get what he's supposed to get. That's all, right?
Yeah,
for whatever reason, maybe. Listen, here's what I think, and I don't know, and maybe he knows more than me, or you know more than me. Here's what I think. I think they didn't believe. I think they didn't think he was gonna win. They didn't want him to win, right? And when he won, it was like, damn, this guy won.
And shit. What do we do now?
Yeah, this white boy from Canada sounded like Eminem. They're like, you right? And then they didn't want to put. And then they want to.
They were upset that he won because he was a white guy.
Not just that. Maybe just the whole. Maybe not just the white part. Maybe the Canada part. Right?
I don't know.
I mean. I think maybe you could. That's an interesting take. Still, when you think about it,
listen.
Could be either or.
Think about, understand one thing, eh? And I remember I forget who said this. I think it was Stephen A. Smith talked about it. These things are shows, right? Yeah. They're not trying to give you the best of the best. Even basketball, football. This is a show they're putting on.
Yeah.
Correct.
We're gonna show you football. We're gonna show you baseball.
Yeah.
The best in the game, the worst. We promote these guys. This is what it is gonna be. Again, they promoted a battle. They maybe thought the battle was going to go a wrong way. They didn't cheat him out of winning the battle or anything. But how come he didn't get what they said he was supposed to get?
I don't even know, but this is what we're going to do right now.
Is that what he was supposed? Is it fact that he's supposed to get?
I think he was supposed to get
Decipher it.
He was supposed to get the cipher?
I think he was supposed to get in the cipher.
Was he?
Listen,
he got ripped off Cypher, so did Sharon. They both did.
Look how many times.
Okay.
Think about how they started. Maybe
didn't Bishop too or something?
No, Bishop never won.
Bishop won the Freestyle Friday thing.
Maybe one week or 2 weeks.
Listen,
remember he got he got cut out for swearing or some shit like that.
Bishop didn't win like that.
I don't really remember.
Yeah, he got cut out. Like they said that he swore. They didn't. He said he didn't swear, but they said he swore, and they disqualified him.
Right. I never saw it myself, but I know he won in like 1 week, but I don't know what happened after that. I remember that. But think about it. Obviously, as time went on, it was bigger at one point, then it got less. Hey, give you an example, right? It was so big at one point that Jin got a deal off it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was sick though.
He was sick.
Jin was not sick.
But there was Learn Chinese. Then Blind Fury came and the Avalanches came and Blind Fury. I think he got a video. I don't know if he did anything like that. Blind Fury got a video. Avalanche never did anything.
Blind Fury was in the cipher.
Was he?
In the B2 cipher, yeah.
Did he? Okay, good. I'm glad you said that. So good. That was at a time when they were still doing that. Right. And then as time went on, it wasn't as big, man.
All right. Well, boys, let's do this. Let's do a recap. All right. So this split right here, I'll spark it up. This will be a little recap. What kind of recap?
Wind down.
Yeah, that's what, it's wine because we've been talking for a long time. This was like the current event kind of spot here.
It's all good.
Right. So we'll just spark this up here.
I have one thing to say about current events, but we'll do the wind down first.
Just say the current events. Well, we're just talking about the current events, man. I mean, like,
we kind of did. That's why I was talking about.
We kind of did. We didn't touch on everything. We didn't get
into the Grammys and.
How long has it been so far?
I don't even.
The Grammys, yo.
I know it's been a minute.
Honestly, it's been a minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What we should do is.
I don't know, man. It's whatever. It's 10:40. When did we start?
9.
We started at 9?
Yeah, fam, it's long.
9. Started 9. Anyways, bro, like, if you're gonna talk about it, just talk about it quickly.
Yeah.
Right? You can talk about it quickly.
Of course,
right?
Of course.
I just wanted to say quickly.
I just thought it'd be cool to do a spliff recap.
Yeah, do a spliff recap. I just wanted to say quickly, it was kind of wild.
I was gonna spliff recap the current events we just
I'm sorry. Oh, that.
You know what I mean? Like, to catch up on the current events here, like, you know. So we started with Chromaz.
Yeah.
We started with Chromaz, and then we got into the top 5.
Top 5.
Then from there we said, you know, I asked you guys about the whole top 5 with the academics and all that kind of stuff. We caught you guys up to date on the top 5 and the academics bullshit.
Up to speed, abreast.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking hate that guy. I fucking hate not top 5. I hate academics.
Okay,
so fucking hate
that's
academics.
a topic maybe for next week. We'll get.
That guy's a clown.
But yo, let's continue here. So then we started talking about the local artists and stuff like that, like Stitch. And we started talking about how come these guys aren't making it because they're not doing the antics and they're not doing the beef shit.
Yes,
and then we kind of got into the battle rap scene. We started talking about Sharon.
Yeah.
We talked about a lot of stuff, right?
Sure.
We talked about the Wild and Out stuff. We talked about all the different battle rap. You know why people aren't getting where they should be and stuff like that, and you know what I mean. But we'll continue with the current events, right?
Yeah.
So what else are we thinking? Like,
I just wanted to, like I said, shout out. I have to go and take it in, so maybe I shouldn't be saying it because not like that, but like, you guys heard that fucking, what is it, Blue Ivy won a Grammy with her mom, guy?
What do you guys feel about that? It seemed like
Blue Ivy.
Yeah.
Beyonce's daughter and Jay-Z's daughter.
And Beyonce won Grammys.
How did she win a Grammy?
She's on a song. She made a song with her mom.
No, that's cool. I seen DJ Khaled was doing that with his son.
Yeah.
Like, he made him like the executive producer and stuff like that. I think that's really cool. I'm kind of doing that with my son right now with the video stuff. Like,
yeah, I'm not against it at all, but I will say this. Like,
if your kid wants to do it.
If he wants to do it, but if they're actually doing something.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, but the thing is with Khaled, he did it for more of a taking care of his kid financially.
That's fine. Hey, listen.
But I hear you. They shouldn't get an award.
The award is different, right?
If give it to somebody that's putting in the work.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Right?
Working their
it's not to say I'm getting it or whatever, right? But I'm saying, listen, man. Your mom's Beyonce. If you put out a song with her, you're getting a Grammy. No, I used to getting a look.
Right.
I used to getting a look. Now, well, I don't want to talk bad it because it was a great accomplishment, whatever. I just need to hear the song because I just want to know what she did and her role was on it, whatever. But besides that, I still want just to shout it out because it was big, man. A 6-year-old winning a Grammy, that's amazing, man.
Yeah, that is big news still. I mean, it seemed like they cleaned up. Like,
good
you know,
news, man.
Beyonce and the daughter, I think that was like the first time ever that's happened or something like that.
She's the youngest ever to win the award, yeah.
Or something like that. I mean, like, how do you feel about this, though? You know, are you guys know who was nominated for the best hip hop award or best rap award?
I can't even lie to you. I do not watch the Grammys at all. Like,
okay.
I could care less.
Give me the nominations, so we'll guess.
So
yeah,
we'll guess. Yeah.
Well,
you give us the nominations. I haven't heard, so
I would love to be.
Well, I mean, you can guess, but I mean, the thing is that for the fact that you guys don't know, like, the Grammys have always dropped the ball when it comes to like representing like, you know, the true artists, hip hop artists doing it, right? Like, guys like, you know, you see like the whole like thing with Malcolm Moore. Like, you remember Malcolm Moore was nominated, won best, you know, hip hop award or whatever it was, or best rap album.
But Macklemore's actually sick though, and a lot of people hated on him. But anyways,
I mean, I wasn't really a fan of Malcolm Moore, but I mean, I understood what he was saying.
Yeah.
You know, so hold on, I'm gonna put up the nominees.
But here's what I'm gonna say, just to, not even to whatever, just in response to what you said. Isn't that why BET Awards were made? Isn't that why Source Awards were made? Isn't that why, you know, Soul Train Awards were made?
Yeah.
Because the Grammys weren't doing it right when it came to urban music.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, right? Like, I'm not saying
is that what he said?
No.
Oh.
He's saying that the Grammys have never.
They've never.
No,
really,
I know. I'm saying that's what Macklemore said.
No.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that
That's an interesting response. Yeah,
the Grammys have dropped the ball on these.
That's
why
that's a tough topic. Actually.
Okay, so here,
you know what? That's an interesting
perspective. So here were the nominees. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was Nas's King Disease.
Okay.
Oh, this is best album or what? Or best song?
Yeah, this is best rap album.
Album. Okay.
Yeah. King's Disease. Okay. Black Habits. D Smoke. Alfredo,
D Smoke,
Freddie Gibbs, and the Alchemist.
Freddie Gibbs is sick.
Who is D Smoke though?
I listen to D Smoke's shit. Like, I've never heard of this guy until this nominee, and like I think he's from the West, but he gets it in, man. He's good.
I'm saying, but like that's the thing. Like, okay, let's pause for 1 second. D Smoke, I've never heard of a song on the radio.
You probably have.
And then,
maybe.
Okay. Maybe.
So anyways,
maybe right.
Maybe. So anyways, A Written Testimony, Jay Electronica, and The Allegory, Royce the 5'9".
Royce is on there. That's pretty. Shout out to Royce. That's crazy.
Right?
Hold on, but I thought you were saying it was new artists or whatever. Right?
No, this is
a Grammy. Wow.
Yo, best rap album.
I have
for
no.
Grammy.
So if that's on, I don't know who won, man. I have no idea. I'm
gonna guess Nas.
Nas won.
Really?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Now listen, I've listened to. Well, I'll go back up there. I haven't listened to Black Habits. But I've listened to the other 5 albums, including Nas.
I just listened to a couple of records.
And I'm gonna tell you what, like my honest take from it, the best album out of this was Alfredo by far.
Yeah.
By far, like Alchemist, like it was like one of those short and sweet albums where it was just like boom, like I was like something like 11 songs or some shit, but they're all like just nice rhythm to it, to the point, boom. You know, in with the next song, like it was just sick, just a good, and like the lyrics, everything, like the vibes, like it was just a perfect album that Freddie Gibbs put on, in my opinion, right? Like he had like all elements to it, like you know he had Rick Ross on there, he had Benny the Butcher on there, he had Conway on there, he had Rick Ross on there, right? Like yeah, like
interesting,
yeah, like he had like you know a lot of like you know big names, whatever. So yeah, I think that was probably the best album. Written Testimony, Jay Electronica, I think that album was way overrated, right? It went over a lot of people's heads. Wasn't really a huge fan of it, but you know, if it wasn't for the Jay-Z assist, because Jay-Z was on most of those tracks. I don't know if you ever listened to that.
I didn't know
Jay-Z was on most of those tracks, and it was just everybody was. Remember, for the longest time, everyone was wondering like, yo,
or Jay-Z.
But everyone's wondering like, yo, when is like Jay Electronica dropping? Like that was always been the talks, right? And it's like, yo, like he dropped this, and I mean. Yes, it was okay lyrically, but it wasn't, to me, it was like kind of boring. It was kind of like, you know, didn't really catch my ear. The Allegory was a good album. Like, Royce the 5'9", he was dope, you know, does his thing, whatever. But, again, it's just, I feel like if there was an album that maybe was like second, third, it was probably that album, right? Because Nas's King Disease, as good as it wasn't great.
Really?
Yeah. And I'll tell you why. Like...
You heard it?
I heard it, and it was as good as it wasn't great. It was like he had, you know, like even the song with The Firm, like it wasn't like a sick, like yo, that song was like, you know, a rewind kind of thing, like you know, like Cormega like did his thing, whatever. Nas actually, I didn't think he really had a really good verse, to be honest with you. He was like kind of like you know, and then like AZ did his thing too, whatever. But like Foxy, I wasn't really feeling the verse. It just sounded weird, you know, like it kind of sounded weird to me.
Yo, next week on the podcast, we should grab 3 songs and do a review. We should listen to the songs fully on the podcast and then do a review instantly right after.
Yeah.
We should do that next week because I think that was cool that you did like a little review there on
yeah.
But like, sorry, we can keep going if you want to go through like all the different categories.
No, there's no categories. I mean, I'm just saying there was like that was like the whole thing is that there's a somebody who wrote, I can't remember who it was. It was like either an artist or it was like one of these new artists or whatever said something like they gave a sympathy Grammy to Nas because that was his first Grammy that he won. Believe it or not.
Maybe listen, man. Sometimes, hey,
I don't know.
It's just like Denzel, bro. He should have won a Grammy before Trading Day.
Right.
They're trying to say that was a sympathy.
Straight. He should have won a Grammy before Trading Day.
I'll be honest. Everybody already knows the Grammys always been known to fuck people and do this and that. So
that's what I'm saying.
You know, Nas must have done something for somebody.
But I mean, like, it'd be different because you see, the thing is that you can you can listen to it it'd be different if like you can listen to it. Like, I should give you guys homework, man. I should tell you guys, yo, next week listen to these albums if you can. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to listen to these albums. I don't know if
I could do 5 albums, but I could probably do the Nas one for sure. I'm gonna listen to the Nas one, and next week I'll give my opinion on the Nas album. Because I like Nas. Nas is one of my favorite artists.
You gotta listen to Alfredo, bro.
Yeah? Okay, I'll listen to Nas and Alfredo.
Listen to Alfredo, bro. That's the album.
Alright, but so let's continue it. Let's keep it moving. So I think basically that's really it on the current events, unless anybody else has something else. No. I think another cool thing for current events is, you know, next week, if you know people are watching the podcast, like, let us know what we should be talking about. Like, I want to know album releases. I want to know what's happening, what's going on. Let us know. Hit us up. Hit us up in our email. Our email's there, connected.media@gmail.com. Our website's going to be launching real soon. If not, by the time you see this, it may already be launched. The merch is going to be available online for purchase. We're going to have tons of new,
killing it soon.
Tons of new stuff for everybody.
Killing for sure.
You know, we're going to get the playlist going as soon as Spotify gets us cleared. We're going to launch the first podcast on there. You guys, by the time you
guys send your music or start connecting with us. You know, follow us on the Instagrams. Follow us on the playlist. Follow us on, all these, links that we're giving out. Like the pages.
Connected.tv on Instagram is a great place to hit us up, too. You can inbox us. Follow us if you'd like. We're going to start posting more stuff on there. Big shout out to Specs Don for coming out tonight. Episode 2, you know, rocking.
I like this episode. It was alright.
Yeah, it's a good chill episode. You know, this is more or less how the episodes are gonna be, more chill like this. Last time we just had a kind of a strict agenda. We wanted to make sure we got all those details out, just to catch people up, just for people that never heard it Connected Out before. Yeah. Now, if you're watching this episode 2 and this is the first time you've seen us, and you're like, what the hell's Connected Dot? Yeah, you heard a little bit about what we've talked about, but go watch episode 1. That really breaks it down. I know it's pretty long. But shout out to everybody that does watch it and watches the whole entire thing. If you are one of those people that does watch it from beginning to end, please comment in the section. We want to know, hashtag connect the dot. I just want to see hashtag connect the dot in the comments. That way we know that you're one of those people that literally watched it from beginning to end. You know what I mean? That's really dope of you guys to do that. So again, subscribe, like the video, share it if you'd like, turn on the notifications. Shout out to Gutz again for coming through. You already know. Again, shout out to Specs Don.
Thanks for having me come through, man.
You already know.
It's a good time. It's a good time.